Guys, in the words of Mcebo Dlamini, South Africa is a movie, man.
Because one of the risks is the risk of coup d'etat, to say there is a potential risk of a coup d'etat. We have identified it and we've put measures to mitigate against it. So that's why we say to South Africans, there has not been anyone attempting to do a coup in South Africa in the last few days or in the last few weeks. There has not been anyone attempting to do a coup in South Africa. We can say that they are not people planning. They are, but we're continuously monitoring them and making sure that we.
You know, guys, we don't have a president in this country. I've said this many times. We don't have a president in this country. And the fact that the chief of the South African National Defense Force can go to Iran and make anti-American sentiments at this time, knowing that there are tensions between South Africa and the United States, knowing that we have just been slapped with 30% tariffs. Over 100,000 jobs are on the line, by the way. But somehow, the general still had the audacity to get on the plane, to go to Iran and make political statements on behalf of this country. That should tell you everything that you need to know. Again, it should tell you about the mindset of the military at this point. This is a very dangerous mindset that the military is having. The military, clearly, they don't respect Ramaphosa as the president of the country. The military, they don't see Ramaphosa as the president of this country. They don't see him as the chief in command. And they don't think that Ramaphosa is fit to lead this country. What happens when the military sees you as unfit to lead the country? What normally happens? I mean, if you look at this trip of the general to Iran, this trip sabotaged the administration of Ramaphosa. The reason I'm saying that is because a couple of days ago, the presidency was speaking about the new delegation that is supposed to go to the United States to present a trade deal to the Trump administration. I mean, even the president himself, he did say that he wants to make a deal with Donald Trump. But then, how is that deal going to be successful when we have military generals in Iran declaring love for Iran on behalf of this country? How is that going to be possible? These people that are supposed to go to Washington to present this trade deal, what are we expecting these people to say? This was a clear sabotage to the president. And this was to show Ramaphosa that we don't respect. And now the presidency is saying the trip of the general was ill-advised. Listen to this. Under fire, South African National Defense Force Chief General Maphwanya visit to Iran was ill-advised, especially at the time of heightened geopolitics, including a tense standoff with the United States. This is according to the presidency, as Maphwanya continues to face increasing scrutiny following his recent trip to Iran, with questions being raised about his adherence to established foreign policy protocols. During his visit to Iran, Maphwanya reportedly expressed complete political solidarity with the nation. Man, Maphwanya went to Iran and he expressed complete political solidarity with Iran. His controversial remarks have emerged amid existing tensions in South Africa's relationship with key trading partners, particularly the United States. This situation is further complicated by the US having implemented 30% tariffs on South African goods, citing concerns about unfair trade practices. Quote, the expectation is that the general should have been more circumspect with the comments he makes, which delved into the area of foreign policy, which only the president as well as the Department of International Relations are responsible for. So, what I highlighted here, guys, this is what the spokesperson of the presidency, Mr. Vincent Maphwanya, is saying. And he is very angry. Very angry. Mr. Maphwanya says that we are in the process of managing a very delicate exercise of resetting diplomatic relations with the United States, resetting political relations with the United States, and more importantly, balancing trade relationship in such a manner that the trade relations is mutually beneficial, and therefore it is not helpful that we are in the process of resolving that particular relationship. Then you have a senior government or military officials making statement that will further inflame the situation. It is not helpful at all. So clearly, the presidency is not happy at all about this trip that the general has made to Iran. And clearly, they are not happy about his utterances in Iran. And they can appreciate that this thing can actually set us back. It can actually set us back. So I guess the question that many of us are asking Ramaphosa is, what is Ramaphosa going to do about General Maphwanya? You remember not so long ago, Ramaphosa fired the Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Mr. Andrew Whitfield, saying that you guy took an unauthorized trip and we are firing you for that. So now we are dealing with the same situation. We have a chief of the South African National Defense Force in Iran declaring his love for Iran, while the South African government is trying to patch up their relationship with the United States. So the question is, what is the president going to do? So yesterday, the statement also came out, or 2 days ago, the statement also came out from the Ministry of the Defense. So just listen to what the Ministry of the Defense is saying. They're saying that the Ministry of Defense and Military Veterans wishes to clarify that the matters of South African foreign policy and international relations are sole prerogative of the President and the Department of International Relations. The Department of Defense and Military Veterans does not make political or policy decisions on international relations. It is unfortunate that political and policy statements were reportedly made during the meeting between the General Maphwanya, the Chief of South African National Defense Force, and Iran Defense Force leadership. The Department of Defense reiterates that only President and the Department of International Relations determines South Africa's national policy on international relations. The Ministry of Defense and Military Veterans will be engaging with General on his return. So it is going to be very interesting to see how Ramaphosa is actually going to deal with this. But guys, I'm saying it again. I think it is a very dangerous mindset that the military is having. So even the Department of International Relations, they also released a statement on social media, and this is a statement that was released 2 days ago. It says that the Department of International Relations and Cooperation has taken note of the recent media reports concerning comments attributed by South Africa's National Defense Force General Maphwanya. It is crucial to clarify that the implementation of South Africa's foreign policy, it is a function of the presidency supported by the Department of International Relations. Consequently, any statements made by an individual or a department other than those responsible for foreign policy should not be misinterpreted as the official position of South African government. Okay, good luck. Good luck convincing people that what the general has said in Iran, it is not your position as the South African government. Good luck convincing the people of that. I'm sure now those people in Iran, they are circulating those videos to say, look at South Africa, man. South Africa is with us. South Africa is with us. We have their military general here telling us that they are expressing their solidarity with us. These people are with us. So this is the position of South African government. This is the position of the South African government. So good luck telling people that what the general did or said was not the position of your government. The remarks attributed to General Maphwanya, therefore, do not represent the government's official foreign policy stance. In response to this matter, Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola, will be seeking further clarification. So what is this clarification that they keep speaking about? Because you can see, even here on the statement that was released by the Minister of Defense, they are talking about the clarification. What clarification? What clarification? The guy went to Iran to express his solidarity, but on behalf of the people of this country. And what is more shocking, guys, about this whole debacle is that everybody in the government was fast asleep when the general was on the way to Iran. Everybody was fast asleep. Nobody knows or nobody knew that the general was headed to Iran. Nobody knew that the general was headed to Iran. So right now, it's almost as if now the military also have their parallel structure. The military also has their parallel government. Just listen to the deputy minister of defense Just listen to him. He didn't know.
You hear the spokesperson of the presidency there, Mr. Maphwanya. And one of the things that he talks about is the visit. We feel one can say that the visit was ill-advised. Not just that, but the comments that suggest support for Iran by the country. I think initial thoughts on just finding out about the exchange between the defense chief and defense leadership in Iran. When you found out about it, were you aware of the visit, DM?
No, I was not aware about the visit. Normally, the Minister of Defense is the person who authorizes such trips outside the country. So,
I mean, guys, you know, when it comes to this whole thing of the Ministry of the Defense, I know we have General Bantu Holomisa as the Deputy Minister, and we have our brilliant Njimutera as the Minister of Defense. Okay, I understand why Njimutera may have not been in the loop about this, because those cadres of the ANC, they are always sleeping. So I am not shocked that Njimutera didn't know about this trip of the general to Iran. But for the general, for Bantu Holomisa not to know about this trip of the general, it actually shocked me. I don't want to lie. It actually shocked me that Bantu Holomisa, you didn't know that the general, the chief of the South African National Defense Force, was headed to Iran. You don't even know about the intentions of this guy to go to Iran. It shocked me. And Njimutera,
You hear these.
with Njimutera, man, it was expected. But with Bantu Holomisa, nah, man, no.
You hear the spokesperson of the presidency there, Mr. Maphwanya. And one of the things that he talks about is the visit. We feel one can say that the visit was ill-advised. Not just that, but the comments that suggest support for Iran by the country. I think initial thoughts on just finding out about the exchange between the defense chief and defense leadership in Iran. When you found out about it, were you aware of the visit, DM?
no, I was not aware about the visit. Normally, the Minister of Defense is the person who authorizes such trips outside the country. So, the last word has been said by the presidency, and the presidency is the custodian of our foreign policy. So there's nothing one can contest on that. But what we should be waiting for is to either hear from the minister herself addressing this issue, or alternatively wait for General Maphwanya to come back and tell the nation how did he go there, what was the purpose. I think since now the matter is in the open, I think he should be given an opportunity to respond openly and be transparent about it.
I mean, can you just listen to how dangerous it is? The fact that these people, first of all, they didn't know about this trip of the general to Iran. So they don't know the kind of concessions that the general is making in Iran. They don't know the kind of information that the general went to Iran with. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. And to put the cherry on top, not only the Ministry of Defense was fast asleep. It looks like even the presidency too. Because now we are being told that Ramaphosa also didn't know about this trip of the general to Iran. Even the presidency, this is just to put the cherry on top. The presidency completely unaware that the chief went to Iran.
On Iran and the general's visit, did the president know? No, the president did not. that the general was visiting Iran, neither did he sanction that visit. The general's sort of administrative process for travel approval starts and ends with the minister, as much as the president is the appointing authority and the commander-in-chief. He does not get involved in supervising the general's travel. That process sits with the minister. So the president did not know. Is there concern? Yes, there is a concern. At this period of heightened geopolitical tensions, as well as conflict in the Middle East, one can say the visit was ill-advised, and more so the expectation is that the general should have been a lot more circumspect with the comments he makes, which delve into the area of foreign policy that only the president as well as the Department of International Relations are responsible for, and does not fall in the purview of the military or senior military officers. We are in a process of managing a very delicate exercise of one, resetting diplomatic relations with the United States, resetting political relations with the US, but more importantly, balancing the trade relationship in such a manner that that trade relationship is mutually beneficial. And therefore, it is indeed not helpful that when in that process of resolving the relationship or resolving issues around the relationship with the US, you then have senior government or military officials undertaking visits and participating in statements that will further inflame the situation. It is not helpful at all. And in managing the relationship with the United States, we're also balancing responding to a lot of disinformation that comes out of Washington, and sadly from some quarters within our own borders, at the same time trying to get the best we can get out of this very important relationship with the US. And so it is important that we are all aligned in terms of one message coming out of government, and we are all aligned on recognizing the importance of the diplomatic exercise that is currently underway with the United States, and that we ensure that we do not do anything in the process to undermine those relations.
Man, the only thing I can say is that good luck, guys. Good luck. Good luck. I just hope that Ramaphosa does not go around telling people that he's the president of this country. Ramaphosa has no control of anything. Ramaphosa cannot control his cadres in the ANC. He cannot. I mean, if we are being honest, one of the reasons why his meeting with Donald Trump was so difficult is because of the things that the comrades have been saying. Ramaphosa was saying one thing, and the comrades were saying the other thing. They were literally contradicting him. The president was speaking about how we need to work with the United States to figure out this tension that is happening between us. We need to clear up this tension. Then you have the comrades telling you that we don't care about the United States. They can go to hell. The center is not holding. The center is not holding. Not inside the ANC, and clearly not inside the government. The center is not holding. Everybody can comment on whatever. Everybody can comment on whatever. And I don't think this is how the presidency should actually be run. But now everybody can do as they please. The general has just showed us that this is the administration of Ramaphosa. It's free for all. Free for all. Whatever that you want to do, you can go ahead and do it. There's nothing that Ramaphosa is going to do. Absolutely nothing that Ramaphosa is going to do. So now, we have these tariffs, and people's jobs are on the line. And our close relationship with Iran, not our close relationship with Iran, the ANC's close relationship with Iran, is one of the reasons why the American government is doing whatever they are doing to us. Their close relationship is one of the reasons why. And now we have our chief of military in Iran. Nobody knows. You know, guys, like that is scary. The fact that we don't know the kind of information that the general took to Iran. We don't know. As we speak right now, we don't know the kind of concessions that he's making in Iran. We don't know the kind of deals that are made in Iran. Clearly, the general is there speaking on behalf of the South African National Defense Force. We don't know the kind of deals that these people are making. We don't know. And again, this shows you that even this Iran that the ANC loves so much, they don't respect the ANC. They don't respect the ANC. Because if Iran loved the ANC so much, they would have just said, no, man, guys, we have your general here, and he's saying things, man, he's saying things. Instead of appearing on television, pretending like everything is all good, everything is official. If Iran actually had respect for the ANC, they would actually they would have called them to say that, guys, you need to manage your affairs. We have your general here saying things. But no, they don't care. They see the ANC as their useful idiots. This is how the Iranian government sees the ANC. They see these ANC cadres as nothing but their useful idiots. And they know, even Iran knows that South Africa is trying its best, it would appear, to fix the relationship with the United States. And this is the reason, again, why this thing was broadcast all over the place, so that Washington can get the message that South Africa is on our side. South Africa, I have told you, they don't care about the sanctions, they don't care about the trade deal, they don't care about the number of people that might potentially lose their jobs, they don't care about all of that. They care about us. They care about us. There's still a fight between Iran and the United States. We are just the pawns in this game. We are just the pawns in this game. We don't have a president, guys. We don't have a president. I don't know, man. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Guys, me, I think it is scary. I think it's scary that the military is moving like this. And I think it's scary that nobody knows the kind of information that the general took to Iran. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Please tell me to the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.